My name is Kavan, but most people call me Chin. My Instagram handle is F32_Chin. What I do for a living, I am a day trader, and I'm 20 years old. My last name is Chin, so people used to just call me Chin all the time. I've been into cars basically all my life. I used to love movies like Fast and Furious and Need for Speed and stuff like that, so I've always loved cars, but I never really modified a car until now. My first car was a Lexus IS 250. Wasn't anything special. I used to try to race people all the time and always lose, so it was a fun car to have. What made me get into BMWs, so basically I'm Jamaican, right? And the Jamaican thing is like, if you get a BMW, you made it. So I've always wanted a BMW. And plus, my mom wanted a BMW, but unfortunately she passed away, so she couldn't get one. So I've always made it my goal to get a BMW as soon as I could. When I first got my BMW, I think I recently turned 17. I was able to afford it by, I used to sell shoes a lot. I used to buy shoes, sell it, resell. So I did it for about 4 years at that point, 3 years at that point. And I racked up enough money, and I was finally deciding to get rid of the Lexus. So I decided to get this. My first BMW that I purchased was this one, the 435. When I first started looking for the BMW, it was something that was hectic because we'd go to like different dealerships like BMW Coconut Creek. We'd go everywhere. We'd find 435s, some nice ones, white with red interior, all that stuff. And it was just like, it wasn't really it. So one day I just went to, it was actually me and my sister. We went to BMW of Pembroke Pines, and I drove this car. I sat in it, I looked at it, I did everything, and I just loved it. This car was just different from the rest of them that I've driven, and I was just more confident buying this one than any other one. When I was picking BMWs, the one I really wanted was a 335, but I recently just had the IS 250, so I was like, I really don't want a four-door. I would rather have a coupe. In my opinion, coupes are way nicer anyway. So it was automatically the 435. Had enough power, just like the 335. It was just two-door. So that's exactly what I wanted. So that's exactly what I started looking for. And at the time, they were kind of hard to find because I think they only made them for like 2-3 years. So once I found this one, it was just like, yeah, I want this one. That day when I purchased the car, went in there, one credit card. I was just excited, taking pictures of everything. I got a free gift, a little jacket, and service advisor was cool. We ended up becoming friends right after that, and yeah, everything about it was just good. When I first got it, the only thing I cared about at the time when I first got the car was changing out the kidney grills. It was the chrome kidney grills, and I hated it. So I wanted to at least get the black kidney grills, which I think that was the first thing I did. And then after that, it was just more performance. That's all I cared about. I just wanted to at least get it to stage 2, but I never did that until I think 2 years later, because I was more focused on making more money at the time than modifying the car. After I did the first mod, the next thing I wanted to do was I just wanted to black out the car. So I was going the cheap route and doing everything cheap. So I plasti dipped the rims and everything. Basic stuff for somebody who's modifying the car for the first time, whatever. And then I ended up getting a downpipe. I think it was like a year and a half later after the kidney grills. Ended up getting a downpipe, and I ended up doing the intercooler, the charge pipe, stuff like that. And so I was able to run stage 2. I was happy. I would drive around, whatever, have the burbles aggressive, typical first BMW owner things. And I ended up blowing my downpipe, and that's when I came to Euromotive. And Dwayne helped me out. He told me what was wrong, what happened, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I just caught the mod bug, and then I wanted to do everything to it. So it took me about 8 months to finish the car completely with everything that's on it, with the pure turbos, the BBS and everything. After I blew the downpipe, the first thing I think I did was the coilovers. I had some rims on there already, so I was like, okay, I don't really need rims right now. After I did the coilovers, it was the headlights. And then after I did the headlights, I think that's when the BBSs came. And I did the BBSs, then I did the brakes, and after that the car just it just popped. So I started changing out different things like my spoiler. I had a front lip for like 2 days. I destroyed it, but that's what happens. And yeah, I think that was it. My list of modifications, starting from the front, is Bay Optic headlights. It's the X concept headlights. I know they have different versions of it. They have like a half of X. They have just a regular, regular angel lights and stuff like that. Going on back, I have suspension. I have KW V1s. The wheels, I have BBSs, LMs. The specs in the front, I'm 90% sure are 19 by 9, and the specs in the back are 19 by 9.5. They're 19-inch rims. I have pure stage 2 turbos. I have a go fast bits diverter valve. I basically have everything you can do to an engine. Downpipe from Evolution Raceworks, charge pipe and intercooler from Active Autowork, carbon fiber intake from Turner Motorsports. All my carbon fiber aerodynamic parts come from RW Carbon. On the exhaust setup, I have a Evolution Raceworks catless downpipe, and then after that, I just have a regular muffler delete. Well, my tune is still off the shelf right now. My custom tune I'm still working on, but usually around when you fully custom tune it, people push around 440 horsepower. Right now, I'm for sure it's over 400, just not sure how much. The reason why I put the stickers on my car is because I used to have a lot of, slower cars race me for no reason. It got annoying because, I'm not gonna turn down a race, especially, at the right time. But, yeah, I got annoyed at that. So once I put on the sticker, I rarely get raced anymore, unless they see the other side where my Instagram handle is at. Yeah, so it was just more of like, hey, yeah, I have pure turbos, please. When I was 13, my mother, she had cancer, and she ended up passing away. Like I said earlier, she wanted a BMW, so that was my ultimate goal, just to get a BMW. I didn't really start modifying the car until I was 17, and then that's when my dad passed away. So after that happened, I was like, I kind of have to find something to get my mind off stuff, whatever. So that's when I started modifying the car. I will always keep this car. So it was just like, I'll do whatever to it, and whatever happens, I'll fix it up. I'll make sure it's running. So that was the #1 thing for me. Me day trading was something my friend had told me about forever. He's always been making money doing it, and he's always told me like, hey, you can make a lot of money doing this. So after I saw the potential, I started learning a lot more, started doing a lot more, and that's when I actually got good at it, and that's how I started making my living now. The amount of time I spend day trading is ridiculous. Even on the weekends, like, Saturdays and Sundays, those are supposed to be your days off, and I'm still on the computer learning, still doing more, still trying to learn. My schedule on the weekdays are like, I wake up to trade, and then after trading, I do what I have to do, and then I go back to bed, and then I wake up the next morning and do the same thing. I wake up every morning at 9:30. Sometimes you don't have to stay up long, but I try to stay up the whole time just so I can, make the most money as possible. I know most people, they trade for 30, 45 minutes a day, and they make a decent amount of money. So my goals for me are make enough to pay my bills, of course, and then after that, I want to save a certain amount. So realistically, my goal is around 10, 15 grand a month, which for a day trader, it's not hard, but you have to have the money put away to make the money, if that makes sense. So making 10, 15 grand isn't hard. I know people that make 100 grand a week or whatever, but it's just, you have to set what you want to make, and then you have to try to reach that goal. The advice I would give myself back then is to stop overdoing it. There's been times where I've made, 10, 15 grand in a week, and then I would try to push harder the next week and end up losing, 5 to 10 grand. So it's just like, sometimes you just have to understand what you're doing and not get greedy, because if you get greedy, then that's when you start losing everything. What motivates me realistically is just my goals. I have goals to live financially free, and until I get there, I'm not gonna be satisfied. So, like I tell my girlfriend all the time, like, she's always like, oh, you're always trading, blah, blah, whatever, like take a break, whatever. And I'm like, I can't go buy Bugatti today. So until I can go do that, no, I'm not stopping. Right now, me looking for a house, I'm trying to find one before June, like start the process and everything. But me, you know, I'm a picky person, so I want the house exactly how I want it. But sometimes it's just better to build, so I'm kind of thinking if I should just build or if I should just buy one that I really, really like. So until I find the right one for the price range I'm looking for, I actually plan on getting a second car, hopefully next year. Just like a little daily, you know, something to drive around. But my ultimate goal is either an M4 or an M8. So hopefully I can get one of those soon. The goal above the M4 or M8 is just a Porsche 911. If I can get a Porsche 911, I'll be happy with life. I would like to thank BMW Invasion for allowing me to tell my story to everyone. I would also like to thank Your Motive Performance for doing all the work on my car. My name is Kavan. People call me Chin. And yeah, this is my Instagram handle is F32 Chin, and this is my 435.
Good.